Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Lillian coming with another video. Welcome to a new series that I'm having on my channel. This is going to be the first installment of what I would call Woo Woo Wednesday. So I'm going to be talking about all my spiritual vibes on this particular playlist. Okay, so if you're into it, I would love for you to go ahead and get something to drink and enjoy yourself. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. I am setting a timer, okay, of 20 minutes because I am long-winded and I do not have a script. I'm spitting it straight off the dome. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, and I feel like this is the most important thing that I want to discuss, is ancestor veneration. Its importance, okay, especially for right now, okay, in this day and age. I want you to think about when you think about ancestors, you think about passed on loved ones, okay? And so you have your parents, you have your grandparents, you have your great-grandparents, okay? Then you have your great-great-grandparents, okay? So your great-great-grandparents, you know, they may have been, I'm from Mississippi, so I'm just going to speak, okay? And so sharecropper energy, depending on the year, probably the first generation of freedom, you know what I mean, being free, being emancipated, and different things of that nature. They had children and their primary focus was making sure that the kids have food on their table, okay, clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, there was a house over their head, yeah. But they probably seen a whole bunch of stuff. When you talk about society back then, seen all type of stuff, experienced everything. As a woman, you never really got to be anything other than a mother. Like, that's what was expected. You was supposed to have kids and you was supposed to take care of them, even if you was a child yourself, okay? So think about all that emotional trauma from just right there, okay? Just starting right there. We're just starting right there. We're already getting into it right there, okay? Then you have children and you do the best you can with those children. Again, we're just hitting the basic needs on that, on the hierarchy, okay? Basic needs, food, water, shelter, and we want them to get a little bit of education, get a little bit of that reading in, okay? Get a little reading in, learn them ABCs, but again, Mississippi sharecropper energy, work in the fields, different things, just farming, agriculture. I'm from Mississippi, so that is what, dirt poor, you know what I mean? And then so we come to another generation. I'm gonna start with the boomers, okay? Get to the boomers, and the boomers were giving, you know, they seen the struggles of their parents and their grandparents, okay? Seen those struggles, experienced the things that they experienced, seeing it, okay? We see these things, we, you know, and you're getting older, technology, factories, and all these different things are happening, and change is happening as well. Change is happening. This need to be and do and have more to enact change into your lives. Tangible change, okay? So you have all these different movements happening around the time that the boomers and their parents are, you know what I'm saying? The silent generation and the boomers change. We got to make things better. We got to make it better for the people coming up, okay? We need to, I'm not going to deal with this, and it gets done in that specific timeline, okay? And so the boomers had cars, they can move around. The boomers moved around. They have seen the trauma of their parents and their grandparents. They have seen it, and they are deciding that they want something different for themselves, okay? And they're also they're doing the change thing. They're protesting. They're doing their thing, but they are also having a good time. When I think about the boomers, I think that things were a little purer in their timeline. They had different types of otherworldly substances, if you will. They definitely experienced trauma. They saw the things, but I don't think that the boomers were really going through life sober. We'll talk about that. Keep that in your pocket, okay? Keep this, what I'm saying right now, in your pocket. It's important. I promise it is, okay? They were having so much fun, okay, that they had commercials talking about, do you know where your kids is at? Okay? Do you know where your children? Do you know where your children are. Who are those children, might I ask you, okay? Who are those kids? That is going to be Generation X. Them your parents, okay? That they was looking for. Like, when I think about their timeline, when I think about Generation X, X gonna give it to you. Nobody expected nothing out of the X, okay? That's why they was called X, because you might want to X them out. That's kind of like they counted them out. Like, I'm gonna be real. They counted them out. They kind of just, Generation X ain't gonna make it. They had a lot of stuff going on. But we saw movement. We saw change. They took what their parents did and they kind of furthered it out a little bit. They took with the civil rights and then they moved forward. We had a lot of, during the Generation X time, I feel like there was a lot of political activism. You had a lot of like neo soul. You had a lot of deep thought. Generation X, when I think of Generation X, I think about hip hop. Okay, I think about hip hop, the birth of hip hop, the good and the bad, all of it. The silent generation and up, you got your freedom, but now that you are free, how do we move and finagle? Well, we can't get things done because things and systems are in place that prevent us from getting this true freedom. Okay. Now you get your civil rights and you like, well, now we getting civil rights. But now things are not quite right. Not quite right. You know what I mean? Not hitting all the way. There's more that we need. More that we need more. We need more, okay? And again, I'm going to say this right now. I feel like Generation X, they had some good drinks. They had some good drinks. Okay, so keep this in your pocket. Okay, none of the generations had time to sit in their emotions. Keep that in your pocket. Let's come down to our generation. Talk about millennial. Okay, millennial, we seen it all. Okay, things just popping off, girl. And technology, and it brings us closer, but we have a problem because we feel less connected than we were before, okay, because we've lived our entire lives on the internet. I think it's a blessing and a curse that we are able to connect and feel things intensely because we are going through life sober, okay? Everybody else had wonderful things, okay? We are going through this thing here sober, okay? All we got is coffee, and coffee is not enough sometimes, okay? I'm telling you right now. So the good thing about that is we are able to heal generational trauma, okay? All of that trauma got passed down from one generation to the next, one generation to the next. We are feeling all of the things that our ancestors, our family, everybody, we're healing all of that, all at the same time. And it is exhausting. I feel like the millennial generation, we are running the water clear. But we have problems with our generation. I feel like each generation had their problems. We got problems too. What is our problem? Our problem is we're so connected on the internet, but it seemed like we're not connected in real life. Something that we don't have, that I wish that we would have had, but we'll talk about why we don't have it, is the sense of community. We have allowed, not just us, but previous generations, each generation has allowed the systematic breakdown of the churches. Not saying that church is bad and everything like that, especially as a spiritual person, but the church main purpose was building the sense of community, being able to gather in a place, assembly, if you will, the constitutional right of assembly, if you will. And so it's important because nobody is in your business. You understand what I'm saying? And so now we don't have that. We're online, but anybody can see it. That's good because you get to reach people you never would have reached. But at the same time, it's bad because you don't get to control the context. Even if people take it out of context, you don't get to take it. You don't get to like control that narrative. Also, everything ain't for everybody. Sometimes things should not be discussed out and openly, you know, but it's a blessing and a curse, all right? And that's something that I'm dealing with, and so we just kind of have to deal with it, whatever, because I want to share the information. Another thing that I don't like about our generation, and this is something that I've learned within myself, is that it is so easy for us to pass judgment, okay, on other people, to call people out and hold people accountable. I think accountability is great. Okay, you're talking to somebody, you will be held accountable. Okay, listen, if you listen, I don't care. I have blocked my parents. I have, listen, everybody answers for the things that they do. Everybody answers for it. Okay, but the issue with that is we have this unrealistic expectation of perfection from the people that we interact with, our parents, our grandparents, without looking at everything all at once. I want to tell you the story of each generation because I believe that each generation did the best that they could, okay, with the information that they had. It's based off of what think about what was society like back then. Put yourself in their shoes. Okay? Put yourself in their frame of thinking. These things are happening to you. Experience these things as if they are happening to you. And tell me how you feel. Tell me how you would handle things. Not having the awareness that we now have. Think about it from their standpoint. Who their parents were. What their parents told them. What the world looked like. Okay? And then tell me if you are making and doing the same thing that think about it like that from their standpoint. Put yourself in their shoes. This is what I'm saying. I feel like we judge so harshly our parents and grandparents and things like that. Okay? And this is coming from somebody that will judge. Everybody will be judged. Everybody will be held accountable. Everybody will answer for the wrongs that they have done. And if you do not apologize, then you are not speaking to me. That is where I operate from. But the level of growth and awareness that I have is just kind of like, actually, you had a messed up life. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like, being truthful, like, honestly, I want to hold space for you because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand your thinking, but now, like, hearing your story, hearing where you have come from, seeing the thing, like, experiencing, like, just, I'm gonna hold space for it. I'm gonna hold space, and I'm going to forgive you based off the information that I have. I'm going to go ahead and forgive you. And I think that it's very important for you to forgive and make peace. Make peace with the past. Okay? Make peace. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be like, oh, da 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 da. Like you, but just let's move on. Okay? It happened. It happened. Yeah, because why? I feel like our generation, we feel these emotions so intensely, and you can easily get trapped in this cycle of feeling like you need to heal. You're healing. You're healing. But the issue and the problem with that is you're spending more time healing than actually getting things done. I told you the story about the ancestors and how all of, like, they experienced all of this generational trauma, all of this pain, all of this turmoil, all of this angst, sadness, depression, anxiety, right? All of these bad things that they experienced. The most important thing that you need to understand about the ancestors, all of these different generations, is that they were broken people, but they were able to get things done, okay? They didn't allow external or even internal circumstances to keep them from getting it Done. Okay, that is what is important. That is what we need to know for our generation, the millennials. Okay. Oh, that's my timer. All right, 5 more minutes. All right, the most important thing you need to know about the previous generations is that while they experienced the things that they experienced, okay, and while they didn't have no, you know what I'm saying, like they nobody gave them a hug, nobody cared how, nobody asked them how they felt, you know, like they did the best they could. Not saying that everything that they did was good, not saying that at all. I'm saying that they were broken people, but they got things done. Period. They got it done. They made life better for us. So the fact that we can sit here and call them narcissists, because they are narcissists. Yeah, they are. They are. They are. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We can call them narcissists. All right. We got our fancy degrees and stuff. We got a little, you know what I'm saying? Think you know everything. Yeah, we can call them narcissists. We can call them toxic. All of that. That is a luxury that we have. Listen, we have the luxury of being able to call things out. We have the luxury of feeling all of these different things because they moved us up, okay, through their sacrifice. Okay, we were able to move up on that hierarchy of needs. We can now self-actualize ourselves. We have a new level of awareness, but it's based off their sacrifice. Okay, their sacrifices got us to where we are now. And why is this important? Okay, this is important because right now we are watching the systematic breakdown of everything that they have worked for. Everything they fought, they died for this. Okay, they died. Okay, it's not funny, but they took it to that extreme so that we could have something. Okay, very important. I take this very seriously. Our ancestors, the people that come before us, the odds were stacked against them. Okay, the odds were stacked against them, and they were able to do stuff, make moves. Okay, they were able to do what they needed to do regardless of what was stacked up against them, regardless of how they felt in the moment. They made it happen, period. And so right now in present time, we are watching the systematic breakdown of everything that they work for, and that is a problem. Very much so. Very much so. And so what I'm saying is there's no better time like the present for you to tap into your ancestor. You need to tap into your bloodline because all of that fire and angst is present within you. And we watched the news. Okay, January was a hot mess. Okay, yeah. January is a hot mess, and this is coming from somebody that don't even watch the news, baby. I don't even deal with that. That is not my concern. I am not concerned with what is going on in the world. I know things are happening. Bad things are happening, but bad things are happening all the time, okay? But so are good things. So are good things, and we need to shift our focus from the bad things that are happening to the good things that can and will happen regardless of what it look like, you know? And your first line of defense is your ancestor. I'm talking black people, okay? I'm talking black people, okay? So your first line of defense, your first thing that you need to be worried about is your team, building your team, okay? And so I just feel like that energy is powerful. Do you know how many people had to get together so that you could be born? Do you know? I feel like we are all standing on the sacrifices, just the hopes and the wishes and the dreams of those that came before us. We're standing on the shoulders of giants. You know, that's why it's important. Okay? And in this present time with everything that's going on in the news, you kind of feel helpless. You feel helpless. You feel like, what can I do? What do I do? Where's the first thing that I come back to yourself? Okay? Come back to yourself. Come back we'll talk about all that other stuff, but just ancestor veneration is very important. If you don't take anything else from this video, I want you to take that right now. It has never been a better time for you to get in touch with your spiritual team. Your spiritual team will start with the people that are in your family. Is everyone perfect? No, we're not perfect. We're not. He without sin cast the first stone. None of us are perfect. None of us. But at this time, we need to be making peace with that energy, okay? And we need to be getting things done, okay? The way they did things, we take what they learned, take that energy, take that and turn it into something bigger, okay? Turn it into something bigger, make moves, move mountains, do what you can, starting with that. I hope you found this video inspiring. I hope that I was making sense to you. I will have another video going probably in depth, but I just didn't want this video to be longer than 20 or 25 minutes, okay? I'm trying. I don't have a script. It's off the dome, okay? So I will see you in the next video. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and bye-bye.